This is just a quick video on lining up everything and seeing what your paper looks like when you're done to make sure everything's lined up. You can use this slider and you can go back and forth to look at your whole paper, and you want to make sure your 1.5 and your 1-inch borders are over here, and you want to make sure that all your images and everything down bottom. So you can scroll like this, for instance, right? And you can try to see if everything's lined up, but it's hard to see it. And some of them, like if you're finding an image like this, you're wondering, is that over the border, under the border? I was working with Shelly today on her paper, and we were trying to figure out the best way to find this. If you click View and then you go over here to Grid Lines, then this gives you an excellent way. Let me make this smaller. So now you can see that everything's within the grid lines of the borders, including images. So this really helps just to see if you're, because here's the signature page. This is what I was having some troubles with, because when you're not seeing grid lines and you look at the page number, it looks like some of these might be, it's harder to tell when it's close like this. So scrolling does help a little bit, but when you're touching up a paper, this looked like these were bleeding over. So View Grid Lines, that really helps to see where they are. Another bleeding problem is when you have, for instance, this word reference will bleed up this way. If you delete a couple words, so say you're working on your paper and you delete something up above, this will bleed up into the next page, and then your formatting will be screwed up. So that's when you want to make sure that you have, you go to Home and you paragraph mark, and you want to look for these page breaks. These page breaks help to make sure that this reference won't bleed up. So you don't want these to happen. So you want these page breaks so that any words, any titles. See, this title appendix would have bled up here if we would say we would take some words out here, and then we would lose some paragraph marks, and then this would begin to work up here, and we wouldn't even know it unless we had this page break. So that's important. One more thing, when Shelly was using Microsoft 365, which is a free online version, and that doesn't translate to the regular Microsoft application. What happens is when you bring it in, it changes the defaults in the headings so that everything gets changed, the formatting gets changed. So what I had to do was open hers from an email, copy everything out, and then go and open up a new document in Word so that my defaults are ready to go. And then I had to paste it back in. And then you might want to do that with your document. Maybe open it up, take all the words out, copy it all, then open a new Word and check your default Word and see if you have the right font size, and then check your headings. So what you can do to check headings is you can click on one, right click modify, and then you can see inside here if it's correct. And then if it's not correct, change it and add it to template down here. Then paste in your paper. And then you won't be pulling your hair out wondering what's going on because your formatting was different or wrong. If it's right when you start, then it's easier to work with.